What's up everyone, Engage Psycho here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about movie reboots. Now, this past weekend, Stephen King's It, the reboot has finally come out, and has actually been very successful. $117.1 million opening weekend. That's insane for an R-rated movie, especially since most R-rated movies pretty much suck. And it got me thinking, like, what about other movies that could possibly do better rebooted? So guys, I don't have that much of a top 5 list because I really don't watch horror movies. I mean, like, 2 horror movies off the top of my head that I think would be better off they were never made was Paranormal Activity and Oculus. Because, let's be honest, they both sucked. The first movie that came to my head when I thought about movie reboots was Child's Play. I actually really thought about Child's Play, and I looked at the original movie, and then I looked to Curse of Chucky, which is the most recent movie, well before the new one comes out. And it got to me thinking, I'm like, why continue such a story? Why continue doing all of these movies when in reality you have the technology to make the original better? I'm not that big of a fan of Child's Play to begin with, because it just, when you really think about it, it's just a guy that put on a spell, transferred his soul to a doll, just to continue murdering people, and still pretty much getting away with it. Like, really, what's the point of having more than 3 movies? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot that I need to watch for the rest of the movies. I need to watch the rest of them to better understand the story. But just in general, I'm like, you pitch that kind of idea to people, and you're just like, oh, well, there's actually pretty much what all happens. You're pretty much going to get that look like, what? The second movie that I thought about, it'd just be so much better rebooted, Children of the Corn. Now, the reason that I say this is no, not because I'm from Indiana and like all these cornfields and everything. No, that is not the reason why I think Children of the Corn should be rebooted. The reason I think this movie should be rebooted is because when I saw it, I'm like, first of all, the kids acting in the movie, not the best work. Not the best work that any child actor has ever had. I've seen Home Alone. I mean, like, so, come on, the second one could have been so much better. But the reason I say Children of the Corn is because it's not just the animation, it's the story. The story is really good, but with me I'm more of like a visual kind of guy. I'm like, if you're going to tell the story, at least have like some visuals that kind of back up the story that's being told. So what I think with Children of the Corn is just like, the whole movie can just be rebooted, just like how It was. Now, guys, I've seen the previous It movie. I've seen the 1990 original movie. I've seen the trailer to the new one. I plan on going to see the new one very soon. But when you kind of think about it, there's just so much in the 1990 original It movie that could have been redone differently. But now the reboot comes out, and you're like, oh, well, now the visuals are actually a lot better. The animation's gotten better, blah, blah, blah. That's how I feel about Children of the Corn, especially towards the ending. Like the sacrifice and everything else that goes along with that, like the last 10 minutes of this movie before the credits, all that animation, the demon and everything, seriously, it could be so much better. And we have the technology to actually make these animations better. The final movie that I thought about that needs to be rebooted is one that I'm pretty sure is going to have a lot of controversy and just like, oh, like, maybe it just shouldn't be touched, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I think A Nightmare on Elm Street rebooted would be really cool to see. Because first of all, you have Pennywise the Clown, you got all these different animations for him and all this CGI and everything. Now, imagine just seeing Freddy in today. The animation, the makeup, everything be a lot smoother and actually be a little bit scarier. That and the acting. Now, considering the fact that a lot of people in today's day and age can't really act that well in horror movies, that's maybe because a lot of them are pretty bad. A lot of horror movies are pretty bad today because not a lot of people can actually act in horror movies. A Nightmare on Elm Street, the acting was really good until the ending. Because it just gives you like that feelings like I'm pretty sure I just missed something, and it was just really cheesy. Now, granted, in here in about 20 years, if this movie is rebooted, years in the future, you're going to be like, what the heck were we thinking? This animation is so cheesy. And that's coming from a guy that loves Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much all that I have to say about movie reboots. Now, do I think reboots are a good idea? Absolutely, if you actually choose one that is worth rebooting. Now, the 3 movies that I listed here, I'm pretty sure it's going to be really cool if they actually take the time to reboot everything, make everything so much smoother. The animation, CGI, whatever needs to be done. The acting needs to be a lot better. If all of that can happen, they're going to make a lot more movies, especially if all of them are rated R. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys have other movies that you think need to be rebooted, or you just think that maybe I'm wrong about some movies, put them down in the comments below. I really want to see what you guys think. Maybe it needs to be rebooted as rated R, or maybe just, should be completely avoided and maybe forgot about because it's in the past. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content. Twitter link down in the description below. Twitch link down in the description below. Also, if you are subscribed, make sure to hit that notification bell. It lets me know that you guys are interested in my videos, and you guys will be notified for every upload that I have in the near future. Anyways, guys, that's all I gotta say for this. Love y'all to death, and don't forget, you're all awesome.